It's been so long, I almost forget how to do all of this, but I managed it. I managed to remember everything. Hello, it's been indeed a couple of months since I last saw you all, since I last started a stream of all things. But it's good to see you all again. It's really good to see you all again. I know it's been a long time, but there are a lot of things that I actually have to figure out. Stream is defaulted for ATP. That is kind of strange, Sanko, but I'll open my phone and check it out. In theory, it shouldn't be, because it's all on 180p. I don't know, maybe unless something has changed in the time I left, but I doubt it. Everything seems to be working. Where is my... There we go. Come on, mobile phone, please. There we go. There we go. Advanced. No, it's all the way up at on 180p for me. Yeah, it's working. Good to know. So, I appreciate the birthday wishes that I'm reading already. Thank you, Lionel. Thank you, Lucas Fall. Thank all of you. Thank Tsuyuki, who has wished me a happy birthday, all of you. And I'm glad to see all of you here. I'm glad to see all the familiar faces that I have gathered over the months and year that I actually did streaming relatively weekly, somewhat daily at times. My schedule has always been somewhat chaotic. We can all agree with that. Thank you, Scott, for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Senka, for joining as a member of the Con family for 10 months already, and thanks again for the birthday wishes. I seriously appreciate that. Thank you, Wabe. Hello, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the birthday wishes. So now that I realize I actually forgot to put my phone so I can actually read, but I'm actually going to read. Now, you know what? Give me one tiny second. Give me one tiny second, because I forgot to do something so I can actually read easier. Hey, look, bet most of you didn't notice I was gone. You all waited for me for months. You can wait a second longer. I'm sorry, but hey, the joke was good. You can't get angry with me. Thank you, Elias, for joining as a member of the Con family, and thank you so much for those birthday wishes. 14 months, that's a lifetime in my brain. Jesus, man. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. So, as you can see, there's a picture of a Yellowbird on screen while I actually talk for a few seconds about things. And, well, it's kind of appropriate to start off with this, I assumed. Because, well, a few days ago, on the 7th of March, one of these things has finally reached auction after, well, ages. And you're reading this headline correctly. This thing sold for around 6 to 7 million. I don't remember. Don't bother me. That's why I opened the tab, because I don't remember for how much it sold, and I wanted to bring that here. What is the final price of this? 6 million. $6 million for a... Well, it wasn't exactly any CTR1. It's the CTR1. This is the prototype, as far as I recall. What is the... This is the #1 prototype, but there are a few cars into which matter in the sale, but not that much to me. The important here is this thing, because after the years without one of them touching actions, we have one, and well, yeah, it confirms what everyone expected. These things are really, really expensive. Ridiculously expensive. Hey, Kiri, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. We can actually read this, sure, why not? 3 days of sales have concluded on Amelia Island. Among the big results were some of the obvious players. Ferrari had a great showing with the 1955 375 mm, bringing 9.465 million. A 1959 250 GT LWE California Spider competition appearing in the same number. So yeah, those 50 Ferraris tend to sell for around 10 million or so, or give or take, depending on color, condition, history. History matters a lot for those cars. If they have been driven by someone famous in the or used by someone in a circuit, their values just tend to be much higher. But relatively mortal units in quotation marks, if one can even describe them as such, yeah, they're bringing around those numbers. A Jaguar D-Type works car. Oh, that's interesting. So it means that it's actual service. Let's actually check that one out. That's interesting. 1954 Jaguar D-Type OKB2 works competition. No. Piloted by Sterling Moss and Peter Walker as the lead car for Jaguar's assault on the 1954 24 Hours of Le Mans, setting the fastest lap. That's crazy. That's this is a royalty car. This thing's automotive royalty. It has the most desirable history you could ask for. These are the sort of cars which pretty much everyone wants because they have done something, and yeah, you can't get any better than this. Wonder if that also applies to Singer, knowing their expertise. Well, Singer is a bit different. Singer is a bit different than Ruf, I feel. But it's a matter of time because Singer is relatively young compared to Ruf. I mean, Ruf has been around since the 1970s. And Singer has been around, what, 10, 15 years? 20 at most? I don't remember when Singer started doing their own thing, but I feel Singer is a bit different in the sense that they still require a donor car from you. You still need to bring a 911 to Singer, so they modify it. And Ruf used to build cars off shells bought from Porsche directly, which in my opinion makes them different because they were actually completely built by Ruf. They didn't require you to grab an already built 911 and modify them completely. That doesn't. It's not a. I'm not trying to say that Singer does less than Ruf, but they're different things. So I don't think you can quite compare them. Restored in the late 1970s. Recent good revival. Extensive documented period testing on Le Mans paperwork and abundance of archival racing imagery. Good God. Yeah, this is as good as you can get. This is as good as you can get. I mean, somebody got a real piece of history here. Why can't your birthday be tomorrow? I will send a super chat if it was. Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. However, for onlookers to the usual suspects in the top action slots, a new player flew into the radar this week with the stunning 6.05 million sale of a 1989 Ruf CTR Yellowbird at Gooding and Company's sale. We've been watching the rising awareness of Ruf Automobiles at auction the past several years, but this sale wasn't just a world record for the marquee, it was a signal that there is a new supercar player on the block, and the enthusiasm for them is beginning to outpace some of their more famous contemporaries. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a really, really small pool of cars when you go into Rufs. I mean, there's a 30 or 29 CTR1s altogether. I think it's barely above 30, which is insane when you think about it. You're talking about one of the most important cars in the Porsche sub ecosystem, right? And their production numbers are so small that they're finding a unit in the wild for sale is almost impossible. They almost never go out for sale, and it takes years before one goes out, and it's always a new record because interest drives up. People want these things, and there's just not enough of them in the world. It's just the way it is. A few days ago, I posted a GT40 Mark IV, which was on Bring a Trailer. The fastest speed at the time was 900k. We can look into that later for sure. Thank you, KGS, for the happy birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. Since Ruf is not a household name like Ferrari or Lamborghini, a quick history lesson is in order. Ruf Automobiles began in 1939 as a service station located in Pfaffenhausen, I'm sure I butchered that, Germany. Later signed a line of touring buses in the mid-1950s. Ruf changed direction in 1974 when Alois Ruf Jr. took over the business after his father's passing. As a sports car enthusiast who had begun working on Porsches while in the family shop, the younger Ruf decided the company will focus on hot rodding the Stuttgart's finest. Well, yeah, I mean, Rufs are really low volume. If we go into CTR 1, 2, and 3, I'm saying this off memory, so I'm probably wrong, but there is less than 30 or there is less than 40 CTR 1s, less than 30 CTR 2s, and CTR 3s are thereabouts, 30 something or what. I don't really know how many because the CTR 3 is kind of escaping my brain. But their production numbers are really small for specific models, and those are the main ones. Then you start to get into the sub-models like, I don't know, the Turbo Rs, or more specific things like those, which are really hard to find numbers on, and there's really few reliable sources on production numbers of those things around, which makes it really hard for people like me to actually know where we're standing, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, it is what it is. The younger Ruf, so this is kind of the story of Ruf. By 1977, they debuted the first model, and then by 1981, they gained manufacturer status, which pretty much means, you know, manufacturer status means that they have their own chassis number and their own chassis plate. So whenever you, instead of being a tuner, which is, you just take your 911 and it still has the Porsche chassis number and whatever, it doesn't anymore. It's considered a full-blown car, and it just has its own chassis number and plate and everything. Which is a pretty neat detail. Something similar happens to Alpina in BMW. It took a few years until they got it, but officially right now they are considered a manufacturer, so they also got their own chassis number and plate. And that subject of tuning branding, I guess Kembala might fall in the same category as Singer. Yeah, that's kind of my point. I mean, tuners have that thing in which they require a car they require a donor car, and they don't have their own chassis number. They are still considered a Porsche legally, or whatever car they are working on. So I think those are the two main differences. One, the fact that you require a donor car, and second, the fact that your car is not considered a production car, so to speak. It's still a modified Porsche. But I think Singer might have manufacturer status. I don't really know that much about that detail. It will be pretty interesting to look into it. Ruf's this is the part we're interested in. Ruf's big break came in 1987 with the all-new CTR, Group C Turbo Ruf. Calling this a spiced up 911 will be an oversimplification. This was completely a worked-over German supercar that reset the bar. Ruf chose to start with a 911 Carrera 3.2 body in white for the narrow body for better drag coefficient and lighter weight. Ruf's workers set about messaging the body to accommodate a massive set of 17-inch speedline wheels, removed the rain guards to improve aerodynamics, and undertook some subtle body reshaping to cool the engine. Powering the CTR into flight will be a 3.4-liter flat-six engine with a pair of Triple K turbochargers, making it a massive 463 horsepower with an adjustable push controller in cabin to control the power levels from mild to wild. Ruf ordered a standard 5-speed and an optional 6-speed manual at a time when Porsche was still pedaling 4 speeds. The suspension was tweaked and a beefy set of Brembo brakes were added to hold the car to stop from its 211 mile per hour top speed. I'm sorry, I wanted to stop with this detail where it says that at a time where Porsche was still pedaling 4 speeds. I think this deserves to be clarified because it's a bit unfair, because it's not like Porsche was still offering 4 speeds in all of their models. It was only the 911 Turbos which had 4 speeds. Everything else had 5 speeds. A standard Carrera had a 5-speed, a 928 had a 5-speed, and 944 had a 5-speed, and so on. We're talking about 1980, so I'm just really going off the 1980s lineup from Porsche. But the 930 Turbos only had a 5-speed on the final year of production, which is 89. No, it's 88. The final year of production is 88, so that's the only year where they came with the G50 gearbox. All of the previous ones have a 4-speed, so it's a bit, unfair, but at the same time it's true. I think it's 88. You see, that's something I always get confused, because the 88 cars, or the 89 cars were probably built on 88, so because we don't really use the whole model year thing in my country, so it's just something which always goes over my head if it's 88 or 89. But because on 89 you had the release of the 964 already with the Carrera 4, so I don't remember if they were selling 930 turbos and the new Carrera 4 at the same time. I don't remember if they had that crossover in a year. Yeah, 211 miles per hour. This is a really fast car. It's around, 340 something kilometers per hour. 211 mph, 2 kilometers. 340, yeah, 340. Improving performance even further, BIOS will specify a lightweight package on the CTR. This replaced body panels and doors with lighter aluminum. A leather-wrapped matte aluminum roll cage found its way into the interior, along with a set of Recaro Club Sport seats. These changes save over 400 pounds to give the car a total weight of just around 2,500 pounds. That's pretty lightweight. The resulting car was impressive, to put it mildly. Yeah, that's kind of an understatement. In addition to that bonkers top speed, it could also sprint to 60 miles per hour in just 3.65 seconds, and to 100 miles per hour in just 7. Road on Track was probably impressed with the CTR in 1987 when the magazine named it the world's fastest car. And the name they have given it... Oh god, I got stuck reading. 340, yeah, it is. It's really insane, and I think that the footage that we have seen on this thing just doesn't do it justice at times. Because this is old power, right? You don't feel anything until you're going way too fast, and there's not much you can do by then. You're just a passenger, really, or you have to be a really good driver to actually manage those things. It's not like today where cars just, you can relax a little bit at high speeds because the traction control, the stability control, the all-wheel drive systems, the LSDs, they all got you covered, really. It wasn't the case with these things. These things were really, 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 really hard to manage, and they were for sale. People could buy them if you had the wallet. The name they had given the car during the test, Yellowbird, immediately stuck. Adding to the Yellowbird's lore, hey, that's my lore. Ruf relates its fascination of the Nürburgring film, which showed the car expertly being hustled around the Nürburgring by test driver Stefan Roser. Ultimately, only 29 examples will be built by Ruf. It's less than 30. I got it wrong. I could swear there was slightly over 30. My thought was 30 to 33 or something like that, but yeah, there it goes. Making it incredibly rare, even more so than slightly slower contemporaries like the Ferrari F40, 288 GTO, and Porsche 959. Yeah, but those came from production manufacturers. The scale of production for Ruf must have been so much smaller to so I'm not sure if it's too fair to compare it. Hey Ben Lab, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I like cheese. Welcome to the stream. The CTR3 was pretty much its own car with unique chassis and body. Yes, the CTR3 was a complete Ruf development, if I recall. It's a mid-engine car, so mid-engine B8, I think it was. Don't quote me on that. I don't really remember much about the CTR3s right now. But yeah, it was its own beast. Yeah, there are a couple of converted customer cars. Yeah, that's kind of where the numbers get murky. That's true. That's true. That's what I always get confused, because I don't really know how many customer car converted cars there were, but they exist. Sounds very hardcore like TBR did. Yeah, I will say it's a step further, because when you start working with production numbers so small, you can take a lot of liberties, really. Even today, you can take a lot of liberties with small production numbers. The car offered by Gooding was number 26, outfitted in light block configuration. So it has the lightweight package. So this is pretty much... This thing is... It's the spec. It has everything you want. It has the right color, the lightweight options. This is pretty much the CTR1. There's no other thing you could find to top this. It was originally purchased by a German collector in 1989. It remained in their collection until 2020, when it was sold to an owner in the US. It only has covered 1,040 miles, or 1,673 kilometers in total. 6.05 million. 6.055 million result is a huge chunk of money for a car of this era, and context helps place this self significance. Concours F40 is 3.45, while a 959 Sport comes up at 4.7. It will take a 911 GT1 or a McLaren F1 to best this seller. So what I wanted to say, I kind of stopped reading because I wanted to say something, which is this line. Where are you? It's a chunk of money for a car of this era. Well, yeah, but the thing is that everything's changing right now. We were used to the desirable cars being, the 427s, the 1960s things. Everybody wanted original muscle cars. Everybody wanted the 250 GTOs from the 60s. Everybody wanted those cars. That isn't the case anymore. The market is shifting. People want cars from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s now. Those are the desirable cars as we speak. So we're going to start seeing a lot of these cars actually start bringing a lot more money, which is, we didn't expect this. Yeah, you kind of did expect this, because everyone knows that. Everyone who's into this knows that. I don't know that much, and I actually know that people want those cars. So yeah, it's something that we all know. Everybody knows how this is going to end. Hey Juanma, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. I thought you were dead. Nice to see you again. Here you go for the papers. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Let me put you on screen. Yeah, the thing is, this is one of those cars. This is one of those cars which money doesn't really mean you can actually find one, because there's only 29. And when you start to tread with numbers so small, you actually always get into this situation where it's not so much about having the money, it's about the cars available. Yeah, that kind of looks wonky. I don't like it. Give me a second. There we go. Are there a lot of those who will buy the 60s Muscle cars losing interest, dying, or both. It's a mix of everything, really. It really is a mix of everything. You don't really want to look into pre-World War II cars, for example, because those ones are the generation that wanted those is all gone, and those values are really going fast. Those values have tanked recently, and not recently, but they have gone down. And outside the really specific things which everyone loves, like the Bugattis and those things, they have lost value. And now it's going to be the turn of the 1960s, 50s. All of those cars which have been desirable for decades now are coming down. I suspect it's a combo of lower interest and yeah, well, that's something else, just interest shifting to other things. And I think that one of the problems with those early 60s sport cars, like, the first 911s, the Miuras, the Ferraris 275s, those things are still really desirable, right? The Daytona, but the Daytona comes a bit later. But you kind of understand are going to understand what I mean. All of those cars, right? They are really good, right? But it reaches a point where something is actually way too old to actually be usable in a daily form. It becomes a toy. And when you have cars which are really, really good in their own way and can actually be enjoyed daily and don't really present a lot of problems to, just turn on and go. Meanwhile, you have a car of the 1960s which requires a dozen mechanics to actually be maintained, so you can actually turn it every 3 months. That's something else which is actually eating at the popularity of these cars. And the fact that the people who can maintain them are all passing away or retiring is also a really big problem. Because nobody wants to deal with these cars, and the group of people who can actually manage them they're just passing, sadly. They're passing away, so it becomes harder and harder to actually maintain those cars, and I feel that there's a bit of that sense of usability gone, which goes into consideration when it comes to newer cars fetching more money than people expect. Mr. Timmer, how can I know why you've been gone when it's the first upload that's recommended to me from you? Well, that's interesting, you see, but I have been gone for what, 4 to 5 months because my PC died and I had to enter a warranty claim process, and here we are again. Still Herman Chiller, welcome to the stream. Good to see you despite the confusing situation that we're in here. Number 26 might not be the example to own from a driving perspective, yeah, because it's really low miles, but if the best is what you're after, it is perhaps the example to own. This is exactly what I mean. There's probably no more iconic spec than this. Desirable equip and in time capsule condition, it was bound to set the market for all Ruf cars. The importance of this cell cannot be understated. Not only was a big number, but it signals that Ruf carries serious clout in the collector world. And people knew that already. Although we might not see another CTR hit the market again for some times exactly, the shift in attention to Ruf automobiles will likely encourage other similarly exceptional Ruf models to trickle onto market. Yeah, well, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting if that happens. Because I don't really think that they're going to fetch as much as this car. This is the most desirable Ruf that there is. This is the most desirable Ruf that there is. There's nothing like this car, unless that it has a brother with a lower production number. It's going to be really hard, really, really, really hard to actually top this. I don't think they're going to go much higher unless there's something closer to this, or pretty much a carbon copy. But then again, you enter into the world of condition and story and all of those things, which also matter. So I don't know. It's gonna be hard to top this. Really, really hard to top this. wanted to actually go and see something. No, not you. We have seen you. Let me check if I can actually access this site. Actions, results. View action, there we are. View catalog. No. Oh, that's actually a little brochure, that's cool. View lots, okay. Even the CTR anniversary, but the CTR anniversary, it's its own thing and it's new. I mean, you can still find those. It's not going to be worth the same amount of money as the original one. That's for sure. Not today. Maybe in the future, but not today. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, 911 Speedster for 246k. That's actually relatively normal market price. This one's on Bring a Trailer actually to 50 or thereabouts. So yeah, that's actually a reasonable price. Ruf tractor, Porsche tractor. You want to see the Porsche tractor? Sure, why not? Porsche tractor, super diesel. Diesel super L. My bad. Hey, this is kind of cool. Let me just go full. I can go full screen. Okay. Transport Reunion tractor race. Oh god. Rare 38 horsepower super L variant. Oh, you're telling me that this is the race tractor. This is the race spec tractor. 2.4 3-cylinder diesel and 5-speed manual transmission. Yeah, this is a race tractor. Forward lighting, Porsche diesel seat cushion, and I don't know what's PTO. I'm not a tractor guy. What the hell, man? What the hell? Look at it. That's what they mean by the Porsche diesel. It just says Porsche diesel on the seat, back of the seat. Okay, okay. This is really cool, but it's not the sort of collectible I will want. But my god, it's cool. It's really cool. Looks like the robots. Yeah, it kind of does. I don't remember much of that movie, but yeah, it looks like one of those robots from the Robots movie, the red one. True. Porsche Diesel Super. I mean, I'm really curious on this thing for what it represents, but it's really interesting to see this the starts of one of your favorite brands. It's always cool. 25k. I mean, for a collectible Porsche, that's not too bad. You could do much worse. And this is a pretty interesting. What the hell? 90k for an Nice 2000. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. These things are just 42 miles. Of course, this thing is new. This thing is new. My god. A 42 miles says 2000. How many people are just wishing to rise this thing and destroy its spore? Destroy it. I'm just sorry. I just don't like the color. I just don't like the color, man. I just can't get into this color. It's just I wouldn't pay so much. Yeah, sure, it's a unicorn. It's a spectacular unit, but I wouldn't pay so much for that color. Hey, Juanma, thank you for the second super chat. I really appreciate that. I got my first red cabriolet Porsche. The Porsche. Hey, you can actually buy 924 or 944 cabriolet for half of this. I guess you could. Let's just go. Let's just let's just prove my point real quick. Bring a trailer. 944. Come on. 944. Yeah, you could buy 944 for that. You can even buy a coupe. You can even buy a coupe. Yeah. For less. Problem with the 944 is that they're all completely trashed by now. The 944 has suffered such a rough life that it's a really tricky car to recommend right now, in my humble opinion. I'm not an expert, but I will struggle to recommend anyone to look at the 944 seriously. 560 SEL AMG. Oof, I like these things. I like pre-merger AMGs. Pre-merger 560 SEL delivered new to Japan in Arctic White over Blue Velour. That's a good combination. Features working period dashboard television with original remotes. Period AMG modifications verified by MKB manufacturer and AMG Classics include Series 2 Era kit in silver, so it's the lower cladding kit. Suspension, exhaust, monoblock wheels, beautiful monoblock wheels, 300 km/h cluster and a bespoke steering wheel, showing 31,937 kilometers, or barely below 20,000 miles from new and Japanese service records. That's a really good spec. If it's not yellow, it's not right. I mean, it's not that I only like yellow cars, but I have a problem with sport cars in relatively dull colors. If it's a sport car, it needs to be a relatively flashy color. And yeah, it's fine to play Nico Bellic imitator when you see a yellow car. I get that. Yeah, it's funny. Yes. See, I mean, I can actually tolerate more relatively dull colors on a car like this. It works. It really works. I mean, just look at it. It looks beautiful. And this is an SEL, so it's the longer wheelbase variant. However, I do struggle to... You know, the AMG S-Class is such an oxymoron, because the S-Class is supposed to be the peak comfort car. It's just supposed to be the chauffeur car, and here comes AMG and makes it into a more sporty car, and it's always so dumb, but I think it's so funny at the same time that I cannot help but admire them. Don't you like gray or black cars? For the most part, not. It has to be a really specific car for me to like in gray or black, especially in black. Velour seating is just insane in these things. Here's oh my god, that's the remote of the television. Just look at it, that thing. Doesn't look right against the grey bottom panels. And I like the two-tone paint. I do like it. I like those two, the lower skirts and bumpers in dark grey. I think it works. It's almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go into my local dealer, Mercedes dealership, Kanji, because they don't have the things I want. And if they do have the things I want, I cannot pay them. What makes you think I can afford anything like this when I can't even afford an A-Class? I want a good shot of the seats, though. There's the TV, by the way. Look at that. That has to be below 144p resolution. It has to be below 144p resolution, or barely 240. This is a piece of the 1980s, without a doubt. This is 1980s in wheels, and I like that. I really like that. Somebody got a really good car for $35,000 here. Somebody got a really good car here. This is going to maintain at least that value. This pre-merger AMG cars are pretty interesting. People want them. Let me see a good picture of the interior. God damn it. You're telling me there's no good pictures of the seats? Like, there we go. For those wondering, Velour was the most expensive option you could ask for your seats. It was even more expensive than leather. And they just look stunning. I just love that these ribs on the seat, they just look really, really good. Mercedes interiors of this time were something else. They were really something else. Here's another shot of the TV, by the way. Technobile, oh yeah, Technobile on BMW, such a good color. Technobile is probably one of my favorite BMW colors, without doubt, yeah. I mean, I'm going to complain about the colors if I have to. When did headlight wipers become extinct? I don't really know, but truth be told, they're kind of stupid. I adore them, but they're kind of stupid. They don't. I'm not sure if they really work, but I find them adorable. I want them. If I get one of these things of this time period, it needs to have the headlight washer because I just love them. The wipers, I mean. Sorry. Yeah. Well, that's why is this fox body? Well, the fox body is kind of expensive, but why is this 6 figures? What make? Oh, yeah, this is this BTR cover. Never mind. Yeah, there's not many of these things. There's 107, but I'm not much of a fox body guy, so it just kind of went over my mind. I think they're alright, but I'm just not the prime market for these things, really. I'm not sure if I will pay so much for one, but hey, they're collectible. People want them. That's how it works. I will actually get this one if I had to choose a Mustang. The SBT cover are from the 2000s. This is much more my type of car. This is much more my type of car. It's just beautiful. This is probably if I had to choose between I don't remember the generation. I always forget, but the 2016 350Rs with the red line at AK or this thing for a Mustang, it will be probably my top one Mustang. It will be a tie between those two. 14,000 miles. Yeah, no, that's 4 digits. That's 4 digits. That's 1,400 miles. Good God, this thing's barely used. But it's so beautiful, man. It's just such a good looking car. Such a good looking car. Yeah, everyone who played GT3 knows this thing. Yeah, everyone who played GT3 knows this thing. 1 of 300. Yeah, 1,410 miles. Jesus. Jesus Christ. It has barely seen the light of day. The speeds are well looked into. It's relatively, it's not it's normal price, nothing too out of the ordinary. Oh, this didn't sell. Why? Does it say? No, it doesn't say. Damn it. This is a Hammer. This is a Hammer S class. This is pretty much. Jesus. How much were they asking for this? How much was the minimum? If they didn't sell, they probably overestimated. They probably overshot the value of the car, and nobody paid that much. So that's probably what happened. This is a W116, I think it is. No, W126. This is a 126. Why did I say 116? Jesus. This is really cool, but this is a 6 to 7 figures car. Really, this is really expensive. Hammer was a two-door coupe. No, the engine itself is what we know as the Hammer BA. That's the cars with the 6-liter engine are considered Hammer regardless of the body style. You can have a Hammer wagon, they exist. You can have a Hammer 4-door, they exist. It doesn't only apply to the coupe itself, it applies to every AMG which has the 6-liter engine. The M117, if you want to call. Yes. Let me see the interior. There's also a Japanese car. There seems to be a Japanese car too. That's from Japan. There's a lot. There's a pretty big pre-merger AMG culture in Japan. This is leather interior, by the way. It's not velour. Ah, well, interesting still. They probably just overshoot the sale. They probably asked too much and didn't meet the minimum. They didn't sell. They'll have to sell it for less. Happens. Still pretty interesting. I wonder how much they wanted for this. Diablo Alfa Romeo GTV 918 F12 964 turbo for... That's a bit much for one of these. Why? Paint to... Oh, yeah, it's a paint to sample and it has just 937 miles. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, this is gonna be... This is a... Yeah, I don't have any words for this. I don't have any words for this. And to make it worse, this wood panel was ordered. This isn't optional. This was ordered specifically, and it's mentioned there. Optioned with 19x code exclusive options, including dark roadwood interior components, leather covered trim, and a leather headliner. Yeah, somebody threw a lot of money when they ordered this car, only not to use it at all. Jesus. This is a beautiful car. I don't like the red stitching though. I don't like the red stitching, but no, I actually like. I think the 964 works really well in light colors. It looks really well in bright colors, in my opinion. Well, that explains why the price is so high. That explains it. Oh, okay. This is also up my alley. Koenig Special. Koenig Special. Good God, I just love these things. They're so stupid. Now I know what you mean. As again, you didn't say bad. You said bland. Yeah, that's okay. Your point is valid too. But my personal preference always leans towards bright color cars, and I think that small car, because 964s are relatively small. They aren't as big as people think they are. So I always feel that the bright color works really well for them. But yeah, in black they look pretty menacing too. Still, if you wanted to merge your 911 Turbo with a Testarossa and you probably had too much money in the 1980s, you went to Koenig, and this is what they made for you. Oh my god, just look at those rear taillights. I'm going to find a better shot of this. Oh, the side shot is actually pretty interesting. As long as you don't look at the front with those rear front headlights. The front headlights are just so bad on this. This will have really benefited from pop-up headlights. This will have benefited from the front with the slant nose look. Jesus. I prefer them with normal headlights, but I'm gonna make an exception for this. Just look how deep that rim goes. Just look at it. It just goes ridiculously deep. You could probably leave it in there. Koenig Turbo. The interior is really tame for Koenig standards, though. I like the leather. I like the leather. Yeah, that's pretty good. Interior is untouched. What's a car on my realistic price range? 0 right now, because, well, I cannot afford them. But I was going to get into that, but we actually got sidetracked with this. Oh, look at those taillights. Oh, God. Oh, they look so wrong, but I like it. I really like Corning specials, man. I think they're really cool. 550 horsepower. 24,000 kilometers. It's barely has any use. Has received a service engines to... God, I can't speak. Has received a recent engine out service in January 2025 with rebuilt turbos, a new clutch and flywheel assembly, and more. Extensive... Yeah, this is the body kit, and it was ordered in Guards Red over Champagne Leather. Okay. So they didn't change the color. Still sold for 6 figures, but this is an acquired taste. This is an acquired taste. Hey Jordan, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. Oh man. See, this is the kind of thing that I would like to have money for, so I could actually make these bad choices and actually bring people and watch them with me. Ooh, another Speedster. I love these things. I really do like this car, the 911 Speedster. If I had to buy a collectible 911, it will probably be a Speedster, and pretty sure it will be really hard for me to choose something else. They're so unique. They're so quirky. They have their own charm, and I like them. I just like them. I think they're really cool cars. You're selling that to the Colombians. No. I haven't given up on life yet, but if I don't get a car by the end of this year, I'll probably start considering other options. to start making money. Yeah, well, yeah, having clean cars, desirable cars become, be modded out is always kind of tough. Yeah, exactly. Oh, the XJ220 didn't sell. They probably asked too much. There's a $500,000 car, to be honest. Concept launch or Spa Silver over smoke leather interior. 5,000 kilometers. 5,889 kilometers. Barely any use. This is another car that I really like, the XJ220. Oh, sorry, bumped into the microphone. No, I will totally buy 996. They're reasonable. You can find reasonable 996s still. This is a really good car, the XJ220. I really like these things, and I remember when nobody wanted them, but now people do want them, and well, they cost a bit of money. Sadly, I don't like this color, but I guess none of you are surprised by that. Oh, S72 AMG, you don't see this every day. You don't see this every day at all. What the hell? 7.2 AMG V12, famously chosen to power the Pagani Sonda. Yes, the 72s of the mid to late 90s had the same engine as the Pagani Sonda. Yes, that is correct. That is true. Documented by its AMG Classic Conversion Certification and a copy of its AMG confirmation letter, so you have all the documentation to prove this is legit. Pretty much if you wanted anything remarkably interesting cheap, you should have bought before 2015, to be honest. Yes, that's true. That's really true. The issue with all these 72s is that most of them are just abandoned in Brunei because they're part of the Sultan of Brunei collection, so we don't see 72s often. God, look at this thing looks so good. I mean, remove the engine aspect from your brain for a second, right? Remove your... I want you to forget about this special engine on this thing. I would just want you to look at this side panel. Don't tell me this W140 doesn't look good. It looks so good with these rims. And you still have it. You still have a bit of tire there. They're not ridiculously low profile tires. This is really good. This is really good looking. I really like the smaller rims. Sonda C12S, no, the original C12, the one which released in 2000. Then they kept upgrading the engine, but these cars are less powerful than the S and the later cars. With where Jaguar's heading, all Jaguar are becoming more desirable. Yeah, but pretty much everything older is becoming more desirable. But yeah, the Jaguar rabbit hole is a pretty interesting one. Holy, 740 Newton meters of torque. M120. I don't like the interior, man. The interior is boring. That's a really boring interior to spend so much money in this car. God, I love this thing. This will be a really cool car to use as a daily. I guess how much it was. Again, they were probably asking too much because it didn't sell. Oh, this is one of those Sagato DB7s. Well, it's not called a DB7. Yeah, this is one of those Sagatos. This is an acquired taste. 1 million Argentinian pesos, only 729 euros. Yeah, it could be thereabouts. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you see us again. The thing is that all of those cars were developed in the late 80s. The 89, well, I think it was 89. The 89 Wall Street crash happens and you head into depression and people started spending much less on all of those cars, which they were going to buy, but now they won't buy because, well, it's time to be a bit more careful with your funding and there's no room to spend on cars which will depreciate. So all of those projects released all together at the same time to an economy, to a market that just didn't want them. It's kind of unfortunate, but you have so many cars on that box. You have the EV110, the McLaren. Well, the McLaren one came a bit later, but you had the EV110, the god damn it, we were just talking about it. The XJ220, all of those cars. All of those cars had it really tough because they just released a little bit too late, and they were all packed together too. So when you realize that they're all fighting for the same customers, it's just even worse. I wonder if this one has a reliable weight distribution, like some B8 model. This is B12. This is even heavier up the front. Maybe. I don't know, because the V8 Vantage has 2 superchargers and this has 4 cylinders more. I know the rear is an acquired taste. I think the color doesn't help. The color just doesn't work for this car. This thing needs to be green. But God, oh God, look at the interior. You could probably sleep there. That thing looks more comfortable than my bed, let me tell you. They're probably, with the AC, it's already beaten my room. My room doesn't have AC. That thing has AC. Yes, again, but I think the problem, I don't think that, I personally think that the XJ220 rumor saying that, oh, they were going to do a V12 and they backtracked off the V12. And then the XJR15 had a V12, but all of that disaster, I don't really think it really affected the car. To me, what affected the car most is, well, the fact that it just released at the wrong time. 76 of 99. Okay. Didn't sell. They were probably asking too much for this. V12 and manual, though. Hard to top this thing. Well, maybe it will if it was a better color, but you know what I think about it already. Oh, this I like. This I really do like. Weren't XJ220 and XJR designed by different people? Kind of, yes. The XJR15 was designed by TWR for racing. The XJ220 was designed by Jaguar itself, but the problem is that those two kind of ended up competing with each other, which is why the XJR15 ended up with so few units, really, because Jaguar preferred their XJ220 project in the end. So, in a way, the XR15 had to pay for the the Jaguar XJ220 since, and both of them ended up having a relatively miserable lifespan because they didn't sell as much as they wanted to. The C126 in AMG spec is just so cool. This is a $500,000 car, but I think it's a bit overdone. Pretty much everyone just wants to get their C126 and convert them to this. They look good. They look really, really, really good. But I think it's a bit overdone by now. Hey, Holy, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining as a member of the Con family for 14 months already. I'm still alive, yes. I didn't go to the Kurt Cobain School of Trouble Management. I'm still here, I'm still breathing, I'm still talking. Good to see you again. Is No, TWR is Team Walking Show Racing. It's a different endeavor from TBR. God, it doesn't even have 5,000 kilometers. Somebody bought this thing and they barely used it too. God damn it. I guess all of these cars are going to be like this. This is the prime example. Prime units. 512 Berlinetta Boxer. These ones are nice too. Well, it's yellow. I gotta look into it. It's yellow. Good. Damn, just look at this thing. Just look at this thing. This is the Countach. This is the Countach. You cannot change my mind. It's a US spec? Is this a US spec car? Yeah, it's a US spec car. Hey, Holy, thank you so much for those 10 memberships. I really appreciate that. Let me just add your name right away. Copy. Properties. I never really noticed how weird they look in US spec on the back. It looks so bizarre. The rear looks kind of weird, really. But the color makes up for it, though. Color makes up for it. 48 bulbs, V12. Exceedingly rare Gallowfly color over dark brown leather interior, kept in the boat at single-family enthusiast ownership for a quarter of a century, less than 24,000 kilometers, one of 66 fuel-injected North American examples produced. Completely extensive mechanical refurbishment, included engine out recommissioning, performed in 2024. Yeah, man, this is a really desirable car. The interior, look at the interior. Look at this. It looks so good. I like it. I like the color combination. It's a quattro valvole. It's a 5-liter quattro valvole. Jesus Christ. I know that it kind of breaks when I go full screen. I'm sorry. I didn't notice on OBS. It's kind of hard. I need to test this because when I go full screen, it just changes my... It doesn't maintain the aspect ratio that I have. I'm sorry. I know that it cuts off into the... off the overlay. First day issues. We'll solve them as we go. Let me see that picture. Let me see that again. God, just look at this. This is clearly a 70s car. It looks so 70s, though. Doesn't look like a 1980s car on the inside, but you know it's not. You really know it's not a 1980s car. My only criticism, though, is just that modern head unit just in the middle there. That looks atrocious. That looks so bad. Why do you have a early 2000s head unit in there? It just completely ruins the car. Why? Somebody should have noticed that, but I guess it doesn't matter. They surely didn't feature, didn't showcase it in any picture, though. There's the heart of the beast, the fuel-injected B12. It went for $500,000. This I wanted to look into. Why? Why is this thing $250,000? I like the color. The color is beautiful. Rare classic cabriolet. I don't know how many of these were made, but 48,000 kilometers. Okay, good. Recently serviced. Almatin black metallic with two-tone smooth black and purple Napa leather. I like this. I wouldn't pay this, but I like this. I really do like this. I mean, I'm not sure how many of these convertibles they made, but God, they're cool. That's a really nice shade of... Oh, that's a really nice shade of purple. That is such a good shade of purple. My God. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. The color is worth it. If I had the money, I'll pay for it. You don't see this color every day, let alone in a Mercedes. The Landaulet is the 4-door. The Landaulet is the convertible 4-door G-Wagon. This is a 2-door. I'm not sure. I don't think it falls on the Landaulet category. V8, 5 liters. So, but you have performance. You don't have to worry about that. Oh, I like the colors. I like the color combination. I love the leather color combination. That's cool. That's so cool. This is a really charming car. This is a really charming, well, SUV. This is a really charming thing. I'm sure that I'm not the intended customer for this, but good damn, it's beautiful. Good God, it's beautiful. It is so, so pretty. I can't stop looking at it. It's so pretty that I cannot stop looking at it. And yeah, it's kind of a very expensive Vitara. Yes, you're right, but a Vitara comes with 4 cylinders. This one has 8. I don't care. And it's probably better put together. Somewhat. Oh, look at this. Look at this shot. Look at this shot. It looks so cool. It looks so good, man. Well then, congrats to whoever bought it. You surely got a fine beast there. Oh, BT Roadster didn't sell. They probably asked too much. You know how it goes. 944 Turbo for $44,000. This is a really good car, but it's relatively pedestrian for this auction. The paint really sells it. Yeah, I agree. This is a really good 944 Turbo. This is a really clean car, low mileage. I will argue it's a relatively boring spec car, red and black interior. I will prefer a bit of a better interior, to be honest, but you're buying off condition, and this is a really good condition. 2 owners, 16,000 miles, $44,000. Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's not a bad offering. Oh, hey, what is this? Just below $40,000 for a 1995 S600 AMG. Over $10,000 in maintenance work. That's good, considering this is a W140 and everything breaks on these cars. 60,000 kilometers, which is 40,000 miles. AMG camshafts, AMG tuned ECU, AMG aero wheels, AMG 300 kilometers per hour speedometer, rear picnic tables, extended wood trim, and a Brabus exhaust system. This is pretty nice. I like this. Of course, it's not S72 special, but it's a special on its own right. Oh, that's a beautiful interior. That's a really beautiful interior. Yeah, that's really good. I like it. I really like the color combination. I really like this beige. I want to see the picnic table. Yeah, you all want to see the picnic table. I want to see the picnic table too. Look, it's a beautiful car, but I care about those weird details first. What is it? What is it? Eh? This is what they mean. This is probably what they mean, that you can just pull this open and you just have a picnic table. But I want to see them open. Are they open? Oh, there they are. This is what they mean. This is probably what they mean by picnic tables. It must have been really hard to get a piece of wood. It must have been really expensive to get a piece of wood for this. It's probably a multi-piece thing. It's probably a multi-piece thing. If you look at it closer, you can probably see the merge between the two pieces of wood. But hey, for $40,000, you could probably do much worse. You could probably buy I don't know, a A1, A3 for $40,000, brand new off the dealership, or you could just have an AMG B12. I know which one I will choose. Sure, this one will bankrupt me in maintenance, but I don't care. I don't care. It's just too cool. Citroën SM. Porsche 912 Coupe. Oh, I don't 912 I don't like. 600 SEC for $50,000. This must be a really good unit. Okay, yeah, it has really low miles. Fair enough. I don't like the spec though. Black on black. God, look, how boring can you be? Seriously. Seriously, how boring can you be? AMG, it's just the AMG body kit and rims. It doesn't have anything special. A tractor, Lamborghini tractor, yes. And I like the colors. Air-cooled 2-cylinder diesel engine. Oof, that's performance. That screams performance. Yeah, these Lamborghini tractors are interesting. Lamborghini, I will say it wrong. 1R. Funny because it's like light blue and white. It's almost like an Argentinian flag, but it's Italian. Yeah, these things are pretty cool. Yeah. Huracan spec. .993 turbo. 901, 911. Split window Corvette. Oh, M Coupe. That's a really good color. This an SL500. Put up to 6.0 spec on AMG. Ooh, you got my eye. You got my eye. 996. Good God, that's a lot of money for a 996. What is this thing? Early X50 turbo. Oh, it's an X50 package. Okay. Makes sense. It's manual. It has a recent service. 14 extra options, which include numerous leather-covered and carbon fiber trim pieces. Extraordinary preserve and impressively low mileage of 5,400 miles. Dear God, this is a really good car. I'm not sure if white and black is not my color combination, but I am really fond of the 996 Turbo because it's the car of my birth year. I mean, when I was born, this was the best 911 you could get your hands on. So if I had to choose one for me, it will probably be a 996 Turbo like this. Probably a different color though. But they're so beautiful. I don't get how people don't like these cars. I don't get how people don't like these cars. I could probably do without all the carbon fiber though. However, I'm curious, what is the X50 package? What does it bring? I know that it increases power, but what does it bring? X50 Turbo Kit. The 911 Turbo adds an optional engine enhancement performance package that increases horsepower to 450 at 5,700 RPM and sustains 620 Newton meters of peak torque at 3,500 RPM to 4,500 RPM. The new packages include modifications to the turbocharger, air cooler, electronic control unit, exhaust system, and a strengthened transmission. This option cannot be retrofitted to the standard 2001 and 2002 911 turbos. This option is available in limited supply. Though this will be an interesting read. This is a really good. Yeah, I remember now. Everybody wants the X50 turbos, yeah, or the Turbo S, but those are really few and far between on the 996. I think there's like what 500 in the US market or thereabouts. Oh, this didn't sell. Yes, let's look at these things. AMG upgrades, AMG, another Japanese import. AMG, they probably asked too much for this thing because this is all aesthetics. There's no performance on this, and it has a no performance on this. I guess all aesthetics, or if they are, they just aren't mentioned whatsoever. And it has this stock E320 engine, so you're just buying an aesthetic package. I mean, it's cool, but it's not worth that much, in my opinion. Hey, somebody asked for a slant nose earlier, so here it is. Look at it in all of its flat glory. How much is a Carrera GT? Carrera GTs are around what? Three quarters of $1 million to $1 million. Oh, you know what? We can do this even better. Never mind. Classic. You're gonna make me look into it. Classic.com. I didn't have it bookmarked. Okay, done. Porsche Carrera GT. Sold. Porsche Carrera GT. Yeah, it's average 1.5 million already. And on February 28th, they actually sold one for 1.5 million. This is a really expensive car. This is a really, really expensive car. Gone are the days so you could buy this for 500,000. Just finished your video and the stream popped up. Hey, welcome, Memesra. Hope you're doing well. My god is alive. Yeah, I'm here. I'm breathing. Still cheaper than the Yellowbird somehow. Yeah, because there's probably a 10-to-1 ratio of Carrera GTs compared to CTR ones. These are pretty cool cars in their own right, too. I like them. One of 60 US market. Oh, this is also a G50 turbo. Oh, this is a final year 930. It has the slant no package. It has 32,000 miles. Okay, it's relatively okay mileage. Insane. So this is all the desirable 930 features combined. I say they got a relatively right price. Interesting. Oh, they didn't sell another AMG. They probably asked too much for these AMGs. They probably asked too much. I really like all of these Mercedes cars, personally. I think they're super cool. It's kind of a boring spec, and the interior. The exterior color is really good. Exterior color is nice. I mean, it works for this car, but it's not my favorite. Kind of works. So what's the story? Is this another Japanese car? No. Yeah, it is. It is. Oh god, they're all Japanese. Of course they are. They all come from Japan. Always. Always Japanese market cars. 6-liter M111. M119, sorry. 6 liters. This must sound pretty good. Yeah, the color match monoblocks are cool. There are some race cars in this auction, I think. Super America. Ooh, I like this. I like this. I like this. This is probably one of my favorite Ferraris. And this is such a good color, too. This is such a good color, too. I don't like the interior. And it's also an F1 box car, but still, doesn't matter. Such a good car. I don't care that the rear looks weird. I don't care. This is cool. Especially in this color. Azuro, California, where blue scooter LED. Hey, is it blue? It looks like black from here. What are you talking about? Is this really? If this is blue leather, then I am going to change my tune real quickly. Yeah, it's actually blue. It's a really dark shade of blue. I'm not sure if you can tell. Ah, that's really clever, actually. Well, I've been proven wrong. 4,000 miles. God, never saw the light of day. I really like the Super Americas. I really do. What else is in here? If there's something you all want me to look into, just let me know. But I'm just looking at what I find interesting and bringing it to light. Yeah, the thing about those Japanese market cars is the fact that they all come with, most of them come with left-hand drive steering wheels, because left-hand drive was seen as something desirable. So yeah, they come with left-hand drive. That's kind of cool. Hey, look. Oh my god. Now Mondials are reaching 6-figure pricing. We're dead. The world is coming to an end. Ah, well, it's a 49 miles. Okay, it never left the dealership. 49 miles, European spec, which is more powerful and lighter than the American cars. Yeah, this is probably one of the best Mondials in the world. No doubts. I always found it curious, the Mondial. I will like to get my hands in one just to see what's up. That interior shot, Jesus Christ, that's good. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Doesn't even matter that it's the cheapest Ferrari. Well, it's not probably the cheapest anymore, but doesn't even matter that people didn't want this. Look at the interior. God, that's cool. 47 miles. Didn't even see the light of day. And it's probably going to be stored because, you know, it's 42. This is a time capsule car. It's not going to see a light of day. There's nothing like this. So, yeah. Oh, well. Still, that raised a few eyebrows. That totally raised a few eyebrows. Hey, look, there's another DB. This is. They didn't sell it either. This is the color I mean. This color is beautiful. Aston Martin Racing Green and dark tan leather interior. And it's also a manual. God, this is the car I will go for, but they probably ask too much. Oh, look at that leather. Look at that leather on the green exterior. That's a perfect pair. Shame the steering wheel doesn't match the interior, but yeah. You can't always get everything in life. So cool. Such a cool car. Sure, the Sagato rear is a bit of an acquired taste. I like it. I think it's different. I think it's interesting. But I think this is probably a shame because they probably asked too much and it's gonna have to be sold somewhere else. Seems the market isn't too strong on those. Because both of them, they didn't sell them, so yeah. What else? What else? Oof. 993 Turbo, that's a really good color for a 993 Turbo. Arena Red Metallic. Option with classic grey leather interior, digital CD pack, sound package, wheel caps, color crest, and remote CD changer. Ooh. Interesting. Yeah, especially the later one. Yeah, that's gonna be really useful nowadays. But somebody probably paid a lot of money for that option back then. Yeah, this is a really good color for this. This is a really good color for this. The gray interior is probably a bit boring. I don't like this carbon fiber panel, to be honest, here, but whatever. The exterior color makes up for it, I think, and the interior is not black, so it's acceptable. It's a tier above. It's not perfect like a tan interior or something matching the exterior color will be, but you know, it's acceptable. Something I love just looking is just these pictures. The pictures they take for these auctions are so good at times. So good at times, and I'm sure they have an influence on selling the car. They absolutely do. Look at this thing. What is this? What is this? Who? This is the slant nose at home. German modified 935 look 911 coupe with DP style. Oh yeah, DP was a company which modified 911s, and they did all sort of things for other Porsches too. So that's the charming thing of this unit. It's kind of boring, but it's cool. Cool. Fair enough. Fair enough. Was there a sedate hardtop? No, we're gonna look at the sedate. Give me a second. Yeah, the wing looks cool. Guards red paint featuring 3-tone grape side stripes, imported into the US in 1986 with long-term ownership until 2023. Yeah, acquired taste, seal of approval. Yeah, this is an acquired taste. I wouldn't go for it. But I think the story of having a DP car in the US is certainly worth its own. It's worth the cost of admission in a way because you don't see this at all. This is a really specific timepiece, and if it's well documented, yeah, it's worth something. Sedate. I know there's 2 or 3 that were sold here. Sedate. You asked me if the sedate was a hardtop. The thing is, this is a detachable hardtop. They all came in matching the color of the car. So you could probably have it like this with the hardtop attached, which looks really good, or just detach it and have it as a soft top. The sedate market, I think it's cooling down. They were asking a lot of money for those earlier on. Let me. I think they have come down in price. Let me check. We'll look at this live. Hey, there's another one. Look at that. Set 8. Set 7. Yeah, I'm inventing new models. Set 7. Set 8. Oh god, please. Please. I don't see the keys. Let me see the Stratos. Give me a second. Let me check this real quick. Yeah, they have maintained their value somewhat. They haven't gone up or down. It's still a 6-figure car every day of the week. Yep. They just held there. They're just sitting there. The collectible, yeah, sure. Fitted with Alpina wheels. Yeah, that I noticed. Still, yeah. Hey Yellowbird, looking forward to your newer content. I get that you might not have a racing game focus, but I'm very excited for this new chapter. Happy birthday as well. Have a great day, you deserve it. Thank you so much, Jorge. I really appreciate that. I hope you have a good day too. Stratos. You wanted to see the Stratos? I'll give you Stratos. Hey, this is some of the... They're donating money of the sale. That's kind of sweet. Has been sitting as I don't know this collection, sadly, but seems like a big deal. 2-year restoration in in the original paint. Original Bertone Valley number stampings. That's kind of cool. It went for $690,000, $692,000. I think there's another Stratos here. How will fit in a Stratos? I'm 173, so I'm not sure if I will fit. I think I will fit. I'm relatively small. Relatively small. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm close my live stream. Yeah, I mean, I understand that some people. For me, the Stratos is a bit of those cars which. It's like one of those pants which everyone likes. Everybody likes the Stratos. Everybody likes these things. I haven't met a single person who honestly doesn't like these things. And if you're just trying to be a contrarian and say, oh, it's just ugly, you're stupid. This car is cool. It's beautiful. Everybody likes the Stratos. Everybody likes the Stratos. Undeniable. Oh, this is interesting. Another 560 SEC in red. This is like really bright red. Doesn't have much on history, it seems. I want to see the interior is black. Nah, never mind. Still, I give you bonus points for painting your S-Class coupe in such a bright shade of red. And having matching rims. You have my respect. Whoever bought this in the 1980s, you have done us a service. Thanks so much. Thanks a lot. This is a really good car. The only thing brighter is the red super chat messages on YouTube. Hey, I had to, you know. I had to. Testarossa. Bentley. Oh, these are nice. These are really, really nice. There's probably more, but I haven't spent my time just looking through this. But I wanted to tell you all something. This is kind of a prototype of what I have in mind for these big auctions when I can actually look into them. When I want to make videos and just cover the highlights of what I think are the most valuable cars. and the odd one outs and things like that. I think this is a really fun way to cover. Of course, it's just like window shopping, but I think it's a really fun way to cover the events of all of these cars, which sometimes, of course, not every single one action is going to be as well documented as this one from my experience, but it's really fun to actually look through things and see what happens and have a video for people to see. I think it's a really good idea. I don't know what you all think, but this is one of the things I want to do moving on to the future plans for videos, covering events like this and bringing my own conclusions when I actually had time to think about them. S2000 is the same color as my dad had. Oh, well, that's nice. It has next to no miles. That's why it's just $95,000 car, but it's just go from high to low value. No, it's not going to appear here. A Bayron didn't sell. I just want to see that. What is that Bayron? So where the car's drivable? I mean, depends on your definition of drivable. I assume they look in pretty good condition, so they're probably worth their own. They can probably be used, all of them, but there might be some cities or countries which have regulations which don't allow you to use them as dailies or whatever. But they're all on pretty good usable condition. 95k, but it has like 40 miles though. Yeah, they have a couple of mirrors. Hey Shiner, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. $180,000 restoration for this Bentley. This is cool. This is a cool car. There's a few mirrors. This is an SP. Super veloce. Probably most desirable. Yeah. Probably the most desirable mirror. 1 in 7 finished in orange and beige interior. Again, the Miura is one of those cars which everyone likes. I actually had the pleasure of seeing one with my own eyes, and it's just impressive. They are so low to the ground. They are so low to the ground. It's incredible. They don't look like cars to a point. They just look like gliders, considering how low they are to the ground. Hey, thanks, Randfar. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. UK market is being hit hard by the current speed and emission restrictions. Yeah, the US zones are pretty much criminal. I'm not sure if I have many European viewers here right now, but one of the topics that I always come across when I look into the European used market is all the diesel cars that are in really good condition that can be still used, but you can't use them thanks to the low emissions and zero emissions zone. So people are just pretty much discarding them. And there are thousands of good cars there that could go to a better home. And, well, they're not going to go to a better home because they just cannot be used in their home countries. So it will be nice if you could pack them here and ship them to my country. We could probably use an invasion of all of those cars which nobody wants. They're still good enough for us. I'm not sure how we all feel, but I think that it's nice to look at desirable cars. But I think it's time I actually start to showcase the reality of my car market. Because I never showed you all my car market, didn't I? So we're just going to go to the site of choice for us Argentinians, which is called Mercado Libre. MercadoLibre.com. And we're going to write used cars just in Spanish, which is autos usados. Autos usados, used cars. No, I'm not going to dox myself on the stream. Thank you so much. Why do used market in Europe it seems more cheaper than the US? Depends on the cars you're looking at, really. And here it begins. To be fair, taxes on new cars have been cut substantially, but here we are. A 911 Targa 4 GTS new is $500,000. Of course, I'm not in the market for these things, but yes, and this is for a base stream car with no optionals, by the way. It begins. It just began right now. So, in all honesty, the cars which most people look here are things like this. Meets the Volkswagen Gold trend. Look at the quality of the pictures, by the way. I hope you'll notice how sometimes these pictures seem so low effort. This is a 2018 car, by the way, and look at the seat is already shredded here. Not a good sign. Not a good sign when you take a picture and it's all blurred and you just put it on the app. Oh god, man. Oh god. And this is a $15,000 car, give or take, so we're just going to do the math. $1 is around 1,300 pesos, give or take. So we're talking about a $12,000 to $11,000 car here. Yeah, $11,000, $11,600. This is a dealership. This is a Fiat dealership. Most people just look at these things. At cars like this, like Volkswagen Gold Trend. You want to see gold trends? I'm gonna show you gold trends. I'm gonna show you the misery of my car market. Look at this one. 2021, $18,000 because it has an automatic gearbox. Oh man, look at this thing. It has a 1.6 engine with an automatic gearbox. This is worse than a fat man climbing a staircase. It's not going to move whatsoever. Completely asthmatic. Golf this is not a Golf. This is a Gol. It's worse. It's a Brazilian car. It's a South American car. This is not a Volkswagen Golf. It's not related to the Golf whatsoever. It's called Gol. G-O-L. And this is one of the most sold cars in the country for the last 20-something years. It's a really depressing car. Yes, it's a really depressing car. 101 horsepower with a 1.6 and an automatic gearbox. $18,000 for a Gol? Oh, it gets better, probably. It gets even better. Here's one for $20,000, give or take. 17 days ago, so they're trying to move this. Oh god, it's so awful. It's so awful. You're paying $20,000 for this. My god. My god. It's like a Mitsubishi Mirage. Yeah, but twice the price. $17,000 for this thing. Yeah, this is a $17,000 car. They're asking, and Here's the thing about the used car market in Argentina. Here is how it goes. Last month or so ago, we had a tax drop on all new cars. All new cars had a tax drop. So the prices of new cars have dropped. And this is going to continue, and more cars which previously we couldn't access because they were ridiculously outpriced thanks to taxes are now becoming more accessible to people. So all of these shitbox cars are going to sit here on dealerships. So what are they doing? They're just trying to dump them as quickly as possible before the big influx of imports comes and we actually have decent cars for relatively decent money. And everybody wants to save themselves. Everybody's dumping their cars into the market at ridiculous prices just so they can save themselves. Which means everything is ridiculously overpriced right now. Whenever you enter to see any car right now in the Argentinian market, it's ridiculously expensive. It's not worth what they're asking, usually, in most cases. You actually have the Sandero here. We actually have the Sandero here, but there is something else I wanted to show you, which is based off this. This has its own wagon sibling. Meet the Volkswagen Suran. This is a 2015, but it is 10 years old. Meet the Volkswagen Suran. Having one of these things is like a symbol that you have completely given up at life. You do not want to feel anything anymore. You don't care. You absolutely don't care. You could die tomorrow and doesn't matter, really, because you drive a Sudan. Life is irrelevant. It's such a trash car. It's such a shit car. Let's just see the final year, because I want to see if I can find one of those. Let me see if I can actually. Here you are. Here you are. They also offer them like this like weird wannabe off-road package. Sudan track. All the thing they had was like this track sticker lifted up slightly, and there's just slabs of black trim all over the wheel arches and the doors. Oh god! And they just added the plastic wing and This is part of my daily life, by the way. This is the sort of cars that I see every single day. And the worst thing is like when people start to justify their misery. Oh, but it's a reliable car, but it's this, it's that. You're just driving in a car which is... It's atrocious. You cannot justify this. You deserve better. This is unjustifiable as a car. And people bought this. People really bought these things. What else you all wanted me? Yeah, you're right. The Sandero. There's something about the Sandero. Sandero. Here, we don't have the Dacia Sandero. We have them rebadged as Renault, but they're still the same low-cost shitbox that they sell in Europe. Even worse, probably. Because ours are made in Brazil to Brazilian standards. Oh, this is one of the worst cars you could buy. This is one of the worst cars you could buy, without a doubt. I have a personal problem with the whole Renault lineup in here. I have a personal vendetta against them. And it's 25 million pesos, which in dollars is pretty much... Let's just divide. $20,000. This is a $20,000 car here. And Oh yeah, I didn't get into all the taxes and license plate costs and all of that. So whenever you buy a new car in this country, you have to pay a fuck ton of taxes, road tax. You have to pay a fortune to get your license plate, which means a car with a license plate is worth more than a car without one at times. So because that cost adds up really quickly. So if the car has already all of those troubles sorted and it has the paperwork, it just has like, I don't know, 500 kilometers, they're going to add that cost up to the car because it's a new car with a license plate. So yes, it adds money. It adds a cost. And they also come in CVT gearbox, which is why? Why will you buy one with a CVT gearbox? I don't know. But here it is. In all of its plastic glory. Some people argue that this is a good car. Some people die for these things. They say, oh, but it's good, it's good. It's not good. Stop torturing me with these awful cars. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. God, it looks like an AliExpress touchscreen. Yeah, but that plastic spoiler is a must for its 101 horsepower. Yes, you totally need the downforce one. Yes, you do. I mean, the problem is like, Nicholas, you have a different Sandero than the one I do. If you're talking about the European Sandero, it's higher quality than this thing. This thing is not the same quality as the European Sandero. They're not the same car. They look the same, but they're not the same car. The European Sandero is a completely different league than this thing. However, there's more. There's actually more that I need to show you about the Sandero here. Where are you? Where are you? Don't tell me that you're not here. Don't tell me that they're separated. Oh no, they're separated. Yes, they're separated. You're talking about the Brazilian Sandero. I had a 2016 top of the line that was pretty impressive. I mean, depends on your expectations on a car. I mean, to me, it's unacceptable that you have these cars which are almost 10 years old be sold as new for $25,000. This is the Sandero Stepway. This is like a crossover. They just give it the SUV look. The SUV look to a Sandero. They lift it up, and some people just commit the crime of calling this thing SUV. Some people just call it them like as if they have bought an SUV. No. Oh God, why will you buy this thing? Why will you buy this thing? This is new, by the way. This is sitting on a dealership. This is sitting on a dealership. How much is it to get your driving license? It's not really expensive. It's not really expensive to get your driver's license. What's expensive is to get a car, which is why I don't have one. I got close to having my driver license twice, but I never bought a car, so I never really went through it. Yeah, here we pay something like 40k reais, which is more like 7 million pesos. Yeah, exactly. For 7 million pesos, which is around $7,000 to $8,000, I mean, less. It will be much less, actually. Closer to 6,000. I will change my tune real quickly about this thing. But $20,000 for this, unacceptable. The one which I really find interesting is the Sandero, the RS. Yes, there is a sporty, but it's not built anymore. But there is a Sandero RS. And this thing came with a 2-liter engine, and it has around 140 horsepower, which is, it's like an analog hot hatch. It's like a 90s hot hatch in a modern body. It's actually a pretty cool concept, to be honest. But they aren't built anymore. They stopped building them in 2020, actually, I think. This I find interesting, but I wouldn't pay what they want. Probably a bit less, I will ask, but they have pretty decent performance for what they are. And in all honesty, people do use them in trucks, and they drive pretty well, from what I know. So totally worth looking into these things. But of course, I mean, you have to put up with a lot of sacrifices if you want quality interiors and the like. It ain't gonna happen. But it's a nice performance car for our standards, really. Yeah, it looks alright. I have no problems with the way it looks, to be honest. I have no problems with the way it looks. There's a pagoda chilling in the background. I want to see if there's another interior stream. No, they're all the same. I mean, they're alright. They're alright. I mean, for a really long time, this was the only sporty option in a relative budget that you could buy nationally. The rest were imports, and you just had to put 100% tax over them easily. That's not the case anymore. By example, the new Bronco Sport that was released in here, the top trim only has a 15% price difference with the US market. I'm talking about new cars of the dealership. Which is pretty good, because usually the difference that we had with other markets was around 100%. So those tax cuts are really coming in handy. There's still a lot of work to be done, but those are good news for the market. Hey, there's one in red. Let's see the red one. Hey, it looks cool in red. I like that it's the same on the interior. I like that it's lower on the front. That's a really bad sign. Lowered cars on the front, yeah, this is a sign of abuse in this country. It has been owned by somebody who trashed it. For some reason, there's a group of people who are obsessed with just lowering the front of the car. Despite the fact that the entire country is just full of potholes, which destroy any single suspension setup. It's just insane. I don't know why people lower their cars. But do you know that the Sandero here has a saloon sibling, and it's still being sold as new? Meet the Renault Logan. Oh, this is gonna get cursed real quick. Meet the Renault Logan. Cutting springs here is basic, Nicholas, because people don't have money for lowering suspension, so they just cut springs. Easy. Look at this thing. Oh, dear me. Dear God. This is probably one of the worst cars in sale right now in Argentina. It's a relic of its time, because what Renault is doing right is the fact that people bought these cars and they haven't delivered them, so they are still shipping them to customers, and most of the people who buy them are either fleets for rentals and the like, or people who actually bought them through a payment scheme, but they didn't deliver the cars to them, so they're just slowly delivering their units. They just don't care about this car. They're just trying to get rid of them as soon as possible. But this is one really bad car. The YouTube video, of course. My God, the rims are on 4 spokes. Same old Renault Logan for 10 years. Such is life. Then you have the Fiat Kronos. The Fiat Kronos is like another car of... This is just the tip of the iceberg of the Argentinian market. I don't really know how to get into this without making it really confusing. So we're just going to look at another one of the best sellers. So let's just look at the Fiat Kronos. a dollar is around 12.50 pesos. $1 is around 12.50 pesos. There's no sporty Renault Logan, thank God. Culling Springs is worldwide. It's done everywhere. True. That's true. This is a Fiat Kronos, which is also one of the most sold cars in the country. And yeah, I mean, it has this Audi A3 look on the back, I guess. At least it looks better than the Renault offerings. But the interior quality is also atrocious. It's not a comfortable experience whatsoever to actually drive one of these things. Not a good car whatsoever. Not a good car whatsoever, and they cost around $20,000 new. They also come with CVTs. They also come with CVTs. I mean, yeah, they're pretty basic cars. That's kind of, but the thing is, all of the cars, all of the Mercosur entry-level cars are basic cars. That's not a selling point. I mean, it's a selling point in countries like ours where everybody wants to get the most amount of miles out of a car without maintaining them, and then they just want to dump it onto the next loser without doing any of the maintenance whatsoever. They want to charge you as much as it was new right off the dealership, and that's the cycle of our car market. That's exactly how our car market works. Alfa Romeo Giulia, no, you cannot say that. No. Oh no. You want to know something funny? You want to know something really funny? This 1.3 engine, people say that you can actually, if you actually turn on the AC, you can actually feel the engine just chugging down, struggling to keep up power. It's that much. Well, it's kind of a joke, but you know what I mean. It's not exactly a powerful car. I don't really know how big the rims on the Kronos are. They're probably 14s, yeah. Also good that you're back, hoping for more videos, hoping you still make some Gran Turismo content, like sometimes besides the car market reviews. We'll see what the future holds. I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but thanks, Mick. I'm glad to see you here. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll see what the future holds for the channel. Right now, I'm just doing whatever I want, really. I'm not thinking too much about whatever will make me bigger. I just want to look at cars and make fun of them, because kind of disappointed that I'm 26 and I still don't have my own car, you see. So I might as well make fun of the market that I have in here. Where was I? Yeah, right, okay. Fiat Kronos. So we looked at Fiat, we looked at Renault, we looked at Volkswagen somewhat. It's time to look at Chevrolet, General Motors. Chevrolet ain't doing so hot right now in here. No, we didn't have the Avanza in here. They actually, the Onix, the Chevrolet Onix is like their compact, and it's not the worst option you could make, considering the cost of other cars, and it has a relatively modern engine. It's a relatively modern engine, sure. The interior here, don't expect good interiors, they all suck, but at least the seats on this are better than the Kronos, that much I can tell you. That much I can tell you. Chevrolet doing so hot right now in our market. They aren't selling that many cars. Well, I actually put all of my life effort into working into this industry and hoping I could get my hands in a car, you know. It's kind of frustrating for me. I like this shade of blue, though. I really do like this shade of blue for the Onix. It's really pretty. Really, really pretty. They're automatics, though. They're all automatics. Which is a shame. But I mean, it's a turbo engine. It's gonna cope with the automatic transmission a little bit better thanks to that extra torque. But still, it's not nothing to write home about. However, I think Chevrolet sells a lot of the most sold Chevrolet model right now is the Tracker SUV. Yellowbird, me alegro que estés de vuelta. Gracias, muchas gracias. Yeah, the blue looks really nice. Blue looks really nice. But the most popular GM offering right now, I think it's this. It's the Tracker, their SUV. When they released the Onyx and the Spin, they were shown on the American Chevrolet US HQ and considered to be sold there. Oh, that would have been a pretty fun failure to watch. I would have loved to watch all the first world reviewers trash the Onyx and those things, and us and the third world reviewers be like, "Hey, this is a good car for us, actually. You see, because blah blah blah," and just watch that cultural clash between third world new car experience and first world new car experience. It will have been really fun. Fiat Cubo, we'll get there. We'll get to the Fiat Cubo. The Tracker is okay, really. That's the problem with GM right now. They're just making okay cars. And probably they have issues with financing and the like, so people aren't just buying their cars as much. But yeah. Have you seen the European Ford Mustangs? The new ones? I haven't. I want you all to just look at this atrocity, so I'm actually let free from it by my chat. Fiat Cubo. Look at this. Look at this utilitarian thing. I mean, it has its own charm, but it's not. It's a tough pill to swallow. You see these things on the street, by the way. I see them relatively often. This is like 10 years old. This is 2015, 2012. It's even older. My God, this is a tough pill to swallow. This is the nice one. This is more like it. This panel look is more like it. I just used to move things around. Completely trashed by the guy who has actually been trusted to drive it, but because it's not his, it's the company car. He's just trashing it by sending those shippings or whatever they have to move around. God wasn't kind to the Fiat Cubo. Let me tell you that much. So we looked at Chevrolet, Fiat, Volkswagen. Ooh, the Doblo was sold here, I think. Fiat Doblo. Yeah, the Doblo was sold here. Yep. Here's the Doblo. It's not good either. It's not good either, is it? And you see them on the streets, by the way. You see these things. It's been a while since I saw a Doblo, to be fair, but you see them. They exist. They exist. Yeah, you know, I can't. I just can't, man. Just disgusting. Look at these prices, though. $14,000, $15,000 for this. The ugly Citroen. Oh, the low cost. Ooh, Citroen. Citroen is gonna be. Yeah, Citroen. Welcome to Citroen, South America. 2025. Let's look at the new ones. There's one of these. Here you are. This one was released in other countries too. This is the Citroen Basalt. This is not a good looking car or SUV or whatever they wanted to make. This is not good looking. This is atrocious. I'm not sure how many of these they're going to sell, but they ain't going to sell many. It's also automatic, by the way. Citroën Basalt. Oh man. Oh man, when they actually start hitting the streets, I'm gonna laugh. I'm really gonna laugh. Oh man, look at the look, and it's literally a bad. It's literally like a Saints Row car design. It's atrocious. It's atrocious. It's so bad. It's not even funny. It's not even funny that they're trying to sell this for over $20,000. 28 million pesos. What the hell? 28 million pesos divided by 112.50. This is a $22,000 car. This is $22,000. No, I mean, there's a difference between weird and abominable. This is disgusting. This is not weird. This is disgusting. There's nothing redeemable about this thing. Absolutely nothing redeemable about this thing. Zero. Where is the C-Cross? Where is the C3, I mean? Not the Aircross, the shit one. I want the shit C-Cross. C3, I mean. What? Fine, I'm just gonna show you all the Aircross. Citroen C3. I mean, the Citroen C3 is kind of a... because the problem with the C3 is that it's just a really outdated platform. Ridiculously outdated platform. And it's probably one of the worst cars you could buy right now in the new car market. Right now, you shouldn't buy this thing because it's so outdated. So outdated. Yeah, they sell them in India and here. Yeah, adds up. It really adds up when you see the markets. The questionable taste, it stacks up instantly. It has the touch. It has the touch of that third world region of the world. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. They want to sell us. They want to sell me a C3 for 30 million pesos. Jesus Christ. Be used to hearing the word outdated. Oh, you better be. You better be sure you're gonna hear the word outdated a lot. Like this. Oh, they have been selling these things for over 10 years without changes. This is a Citroen Berlin. This is a classic. This is a classic band to move things around. A panel band. This is as simple as it gets. But they have been selling them without major changes for over 10 years. It is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, but fair, 20 years, yes, since the early days. You're safer being used for... You're safer being shot at than driving this thing. You're safer being shot at than driving this thing. Let me tell you, this is a really, really bad car to be in. Even the dash, even the cluster is atrocious. Oh, but people say, oh, but it's cheap and easy to maintain. You see. That's the only thing people care about, the fact that it's easy to maintain, so they can dump it onto the next loser without doing any sort of maintenance. And then you just want to have a normal car, or you just want to have your car in proper conditions. You buy it off these people who have done no maintenance for like 20 years. The car is a disaster. You just have to put the body of the car in maintenance, and it's still gonna break because it's atrocious. It's not made to last. Never changes. The Argentinian car market never changes. How the fact that they still sell something that old? Because it's cheap. And there's no competition because everything is regulated out of existence. So you only have 4 to 5 brands which actually can sell cars in big numbers. It all stacks up. So no competition, high costs, no need to actually, continue upgrading your cars because of the two previous questions, the two previous items, which make it a complete closed market. It's kind of like Soviet cars. The Soviet cars will still make the same cars for over 30 years because they had no competition whatsoever. And then when they actually met the world, when they started to import their cars, they were met with the reality that they were completely atrocious. That's exactly the situation that we have here, because we are completely isolated from the world, and the products which come from first world countries are taxed into oblivion, so nobody can buy them. Well, very few people can buy them. So there's no competition whatsoever. Everything which competes is all this third world shit spec, low effort cars which are atrocious, and unless costs lower and we can access new cars, unless we can import everything without problems, it's gonna be pretty tough to change it. It's gonna be pretty tough to change that. I really don't want to make a game with shitboxes. Random question. Is there anything you all want to see, or I shall actually proceed with my plan of window shopping cars which I can't buy because I actually like them, and we'll find interesting things for sale here for a certain budget. Is there something you all want to see, or I'll just start looking into my plan? I have this B-class guide open. I don't know why. The Clio Mio wasn't sold since 2015 because Renault refused to add front airbags and ABS to the car. So when that mandate came in, the Clio Mio went out of production. That's funny. That's true. What happened? That's exactly what happened. You see. My plan is showcasing you all what's the average minimum you need to buy a car, and I say for $10,000 to $11,000 is you start to find a lot of interesting things. However, someone like me who, if lucky, makes around $300, $10,000 is a lot of money. I'm sure you can imagine. But you can find interesting things if you actually start to try hard and lower your expectations. Of course, it will be much better you actually have access to that income, so you could actually sit and wait for the right car. But no, it's not happening. They're really, really expensive here. How about is the EVC? Well, EVs were pretty much taxed out of existence until recently. Right now, they opened 30,000 units imports. I cannot find the word. So the best way I can explain it is right now we can only import up to 30,000 EVs, new EVs, and there's people already trying to get their hands on those, and that are going to start coming into the country. But I don't think that's exactly what we need, because Chinese cars are still relatively third world spec cars, and they might be better than the Brazilian cars, but you're still on the same problem that you're buying cars for the third world. They're not good. That's just the truth of it all. They didn't care about ABS or airbags. No, it didn't matter for the most part. It's only recently that people are starting to just be a bit more safety conscious in here. But I remember when I was young, I mean, nobody cared about safety. And it wasn't until the recent 10 years or so where the safety push started to become more noticeable. I would like to filter all the relatively boring cars, because there's a lot of boring cars in here. Hey, B4, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. There's really a lot of boring cars in here. Personally, the brand that I always look into for cars in here is... let's just look at the usual suspects. Let's start with BMW by example. I wasn't expecting this to come up, but I know this car. And because I know it, you have to see it too. This is a 320 diesel, a base spec diesel that somebody modified, put Lambo doors on, and a host of other questionable modifications. It has the quadrifogli from an Alfa Romeo there. I don't know why. I absolutely don't know why it has the quadrifogli of an Alfa Romeo. It's lowered. It is also lowered. It has a Yamaha sticker for some reason. It has a small bump here. But this is a diesel. It's just a base spec diesel. The interior is okay. They didn't do much. But it's a basic black interior and a silver car. It's relatively boring. Really oh no, the screens on the... I forgot about the screens on the back. Oh man. That's super questionable. That is super questionable. And the gold window and the Lambo doors, you piece of shit. This is a diesel car. This is a diesel base spec. And this is leather and wood, so it's not a base spec. But they want $9,000 for this. I hear offers. I'm open to offers. BMW 320D, good mechanics, some details from the years, real mileage. This is really important. A lot of cars here have their mileage tweaked. So yes, this is a relatively dangerous proposition. And they want $9,000 for this. Let this set the stage for the degree of insanity that my market is. I will have to work... I mean, keep in mind the fact that if I'm lucky, I get $300 a month and I cannot save much of it because I just use it to cover everything. My living costs, really. Imagine that... So, earning like $9,000 to $10,000 feels like Dubai money for me. It feels like I'm just going to buy a Bayron. And this is the starting point of the cars that people are trying to sell. A 320 diesel with Lambo doors. Let this set the stage for what's going to come next. And this one. There's a 323 Ti. These ones are actually interesting. 323 Ti is actually a pretty good offer if you can find it on good condition. It's a compact with an inline-6 engine, and they're pretty good things. They're pretty good things. The wing is not a good thing. This wing needs to go. This car is not in the best condition, to be fair. 323 compact. Okay, if you can get used to this, people can't write in here, and then they will. Then the average Argentinian will come and tell you, "Oh, I know how to speak English. I know how to speak Portuguese." Yeah, this isn't cheap. I don't like this car. It's not in the best condition. I don't really know what you mean with cars with Integra headlights, but it's the smaller E36, and I think it looks pretty good. I think it has its own charm. 5 Series for $9,000 with faded paint and pictures in the sunlight. Not good. This is a pretty rough car. It has 200,000 kilometers, 6-digit kilometers. The dead pixels on the LCD screens. Automatic gearbox. And yeah, it's probably not the best unit you'll find. But they're asking $9,500 for this. Automatic, yeah, transfer. They say that it's a collection car. Yeah, right, a collection car with faded paint, scratches, and Yeah, this is not a collection car. People are like this. They just start to throw these phrases to actually incentivize you to sell the car, but they are lies. They're completely dishonest. You, it's so annoying. 330T. This is a line 6 diesel. I think this is automatic. No, it's a manual. Oh, manual diesel. I like this. I'm not sure if I will pay $10,000 for one though. That's a lot of money. That's really expensive. That's the thing. I mean, you should start to get into this. You're paying fortunes for 20-something-year-old cars, which need tons of work. That's the problem here. But it's a manual, a diesel manual with this engine. I like. I really do like that. This is another base spec, 320D. 325, but this is automatic. Sadly. No, hold up. This is a manual. Why is it listed as an automatic? It's a manual, but it's listed as an automatic, and it's let me check again. 1 second. Is this a? No, it's a 6-cylinder. Okay. For a second, I thought it was an inline 4, because I think the badge is. Yeah, it says 323, and it's listed as a 325. Yep, this is not correct. This is not correct. This is pretty dishonest. Hey, Rafi, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. That looks so clean. This one, I mean, it looks alright. It looks alright, but it's not 325. It's actually 323. And something to note is that, let me look at this again. Look at the placement of this badge. The badge goes here. It goes much lower than this. I know this is kind of a... I know this is a nitpick, but out of the things that we're going to see here, this is relatively minor. I know, but you're asking top dollar. You're asking a lot of money for a car, so I expect top dollar, you know. If you want to take my money, at least work hard for it. This is an older, I think this is an E34. This is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. But it's automatic, man. It's automatic. Not good. Not good at all. I don't know much about the mechanicals of these. There's an E34, but pretty nice looking car. Pretty nice looking car. Series 1. Yeah, the interior looks really nice on the other one. Yes, true. Someone's getting a scam from an automatic. I don't know. I don't really know if they're going to get a scam, but this is probably an AT. This is a shame because this is a 328i. This is the right engine, but this is probably automatic. Yep, this is automatic. Confirmed. That's a shame. The color spec, you won't find good color specs in Argentina. They're all boring. They're all really, really boring. Like this. Good color specs just don't exist in this country. And the price is... I mean... Considering what other people are asking, and the fact that it has been published 2 weeks ago, it's worth considering. The auto was made out of paper. Yeah, I mean, buying a BMW with an automatic is kind of tragic in my experience, in my humble opinion, really. It's not something you want to do. 323 5 Series in green. I like the shade of green. I do not like the fake M strip. This is a worldwide phenomenon. I know it's a worldwide phenomenon. Headlights totally need polishing. The color is so pretty though. Automatic. Unfortunate. That is really unfortunate, the fact that it's automatic, really. How much they want? $10,000 for this? No. No. You're way over your head. This is actually a model that I actually want to bring to light. The 318 IS. The 318 IS is actually it's an inline 4 with around 150 horsepower or thereabouts. I don't remember the engine code, but this is not an IS, this is an I. But if you can find a E36 with the 318 IS for a reasonable price, because people are always looking at the 6 cylinders, they might be an option. Hey, thanks for the happy birthday wishes. Okay, I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. If you can find a good 318 IS, I will look into it if it's a good price. It's worth considering as an option. But it has to be a good price. Five series, yeah, another 5 series with an automatic. This is a shame because I really love this generation of the 5 series, the E39, but 99% of them here are automatics. Even with the inline 6 engines, they are all automatics, which is so tragic. So tragic. But they are really pretty cars. Really pretty cars. And let me tell you, it goes on and on and on and on. The suffering never ends. But to be honest, I actually have to... I just look at the time, and I'm actually half an hour late to actually start doing some of the things I promised I will do for my birthday. So I might have to start wrapping things up soon, because I'm really late for going out and preparing things. For my birthday plans, I'm actually leaving people hanging, it seems. So, yeah, we're probably going to start doing this on Sundays, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes for video plans, and I want to thank everyone who has joined me after 4 months or so now of not streaming. It really means a lot that people are actually, trying to give me a hand with this new channel direction. It's something that I've been actually thinking about a lot, and I've been pretty concerned about how people will see it, to be fair. So that has actually helped in my delay of actually make a choice. So that's one of the reasons why I never really actually made something to make it public or earlier, For that, I'm sorry. I should actually explain what I want and, work towards it rather than just keep wondering what people will think about it. Sadly, I think a lot of what people will think about it, and that's something I need to actually work towards. But I really appreciate everyone who has joined me to actually look at auction prices, and right now just look at this my market just softly. We can actually look at it in much detail soon enough. But for the time being, I'm actually going to end the stream. Probably on Sunday I'll try to do something. I'm not going to promise anything, but I'll try. I'm going to see all of you soon. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Thank you all so much for joining me after so long without doing anything. It really means the world to me that there's people actually invested in what I want, what I have to bring to you all. It means a lot to me. I hope all of you have a good day. I really hope that I made your day better, at least slightly, for 2 hours or so. And I'll be seeing you soon. Take care. Bye for now.